What is the hardest or the worst name that you've had to cull?
Seashells.
It's still quite hard.
I can't even say it.
And what's your first memory of Addington Raceway?
First memory of Addington Raceway, coming to the New Zealand Cup in 1973, I think it was, watching Arapaho. That was the first cup I come and saw. Yeah, Arapaho winning the New Zealand Cup. He used to be one of my favourite horses. So I mean, to win the cup was great. That was in '73. Qatari Legend was one of my favourites. He didn't win the cup in '74, but he ran a gallant second behind Rob Allen. They're about my earlier moments of Addington Raceway. Yeah.
And talking about favourite horses, if they were your favourite horses, any others that you've got?
Oh, I've had plenty over the years. Christian Cullen, you know, he was just a great horse, wasn't he? I had a few over the years. Inky Lord was a great favourite of mine. Christopher Vance, I just thought he was just he wasn't the fastest horse I've seen, but he was a lovely horse, Christopher Vance. He just was so foolproof and so honest. I love Christopher Vance. I think he won a cup too, didn't he? Yeah, he won a cup around about back in about 91 or somewhere around there. So there's been some good horses over the years, and when you look at the trotters, Sir Castle and Scotch Tar was a great old favourite of mine. Basil Dean, the list just keeps on going on and on. There's probably one or two I haven't mentioned that I should have, but Scotch Notch came over here. He was a great trotter, one of the great Australian trotters. Now, we've had some wonderful racing over the years when you look at it.
What about dogs?
Oh, dogs. Gee whiz, I can go on forever with dogs. But some of the best dogs I've seen, little Misty Anna. Again, she wasn't the quickest, but she was probably the brainiest I've seen. Gee, she was a super bitch. She was the first $100,000 earner in the country. She was the type of bitch that could jump out of box 5, and by the time they get to the first corner, she'd be in front on the rail. She was just a super bitch, and she didn't have the early speed. She just had the brains to manoeuvre her way through the traffic. And she was a great bitch, Misty Anna. Cecilia Lloyd was a fantastic dog. Winsome Ashley, in recent times, one of the fastest dogs I've seen. Winsome Ashley, even now we've got some very good dogs going around. Little Mother, how good she, fantastic.
And what about Star Trialist? Are there any horses recently that we should be following?
Star Trialist, off the top of my head, Star Trialist, there was one just a little while ago that trialled okay. I'll have to think about that one. Sorry about that, I just can't think of the name at the moment.
It's okay. Greyhounds or Harness? Do you have a preference?
I don't really. I love both. For calling, I'd probably have to say greyhounds, because I'm so used to them, and I started off with greyhounds. I'm probably more in my comfort zone calling greyhounds, if you like, but I do enjoy harness racing. Galloping, I'm not that good. I don't mind doing the trials, but any field bigger than 10, no, not for me. I've really got to take my hat to those galloping trainers, galloping commentators rather. Fantastic. I don't know how they do those 18 horse fields, beyond me.
What about paces or trotters?
Paces or trotters, to watch, I'd rather watch trotters, but they have a bet on, I'd rather back it with paces. I think they're a bit more honest.
And if you went in racing, what would you be doing?
For winning racing? Oh, that's a good question. I've never really thought about that. Probably in a supermarket, because I started in a supermarket, and I went from a supermarket to Griffins, so I stayed in the food trade, if you know what I mean. I'd probably be in the food trade if I wasn't calling races, but no regrets.
Great, thank you so much, Trevor.
No worries.